to make a breakfast feast. It's one of those breakfasts that you want after you've had a long work week. You just want to sit down and have a good breakfast. It's one of those breakfasts that you would order out if you went out to eat. But we're going to make ours right here at home. Ah, what a wonderful weekend it is with a big, beautiful Southern style country breakfast. Oh my goodness. To make things easy, I'm going to cook all of my bacon and my sausage on this tray in the oven. It's going to allow me to keep moving forward and make my biscuits and other things while this bakes. We want everything to come off pretty much at the same time so that we don't have to worry about heating things up. I mean, you also don't want to be in the kitchen all morning. For me, this is like having breakfast in bed. This video is sponsored by WeVac. WeVac's CV12 chamber vacuum sealer is ideal for liquid, juicy foods, including fresh meats, soups, sauces, and even marinades. 3 beeps let you know when it's done, and it has a professional sealing width. This WeVac vacuum sealer is compact in design yet heavy duty. And with the customizable settings, it's easy to infuse food with your favorite marinades in just minutes. WeVac Chamber Vacuum Sealer is a must-have in every home. Vacuum sealing your canning goods as well as your homegrown goodies. You can vacuum seal your mason jars, liquids, and powders. Use discount code Pam's Place for 15% off. Moving right along to our biscuits. Now, I'm not going to go over exactly what I'm putting in my biscuits and the other things that I'll be cooking because I have individual cooking tutorials for each item I am cooking, and I'll link those in the description. I just added a little buttermilk powder to these biscuits, and oh my goodness. Here you'll find me using my food processor because, well, it's quick and easy. I love a nice big fluffy buttery biscuit. Oh my goodness. Each of these recipes will be in the description, which you can find right below the video. Just click the word more and it'll be underneath the video. That way, if you just want to make the biscuits, you'll have that recipe, so forth and so on. Feel free to ask me questions, though, in the comments section as well. Oh my goodness, if you could just smell the butter coming from the biscuits already. Delicious. And here as you find me rolling my biscuits out, my biscuits have a pretty big history with me. Actually, it was one of the hardest things for me to really learn how to make. But I worked at it over and over and over again until I started shipping them around the country. And now making biscuits is one of my signature dishes that I make. I love to make biscuits, and I make all kinds, sweet and savory, herb biscuits, cheddar biscuits, you name it. I can make biscuits in my sleep, and it's one of my favorite things to do. I actually love making bread more than I like making anything else. It's just that bread doesn't necessarily like my waistline, so I have to be careful there. And yes, I am using a glass. Now, I have plenty of pastry cutters and cookie cutters and molds, but I gravitate towards back seeing what my mom did, using a glass. It's just nothing like using a nice thick stem rimmed glass to cut those biscuits out. It just makes it seem like home to me. And that's something that I love. But feel free to use a cookie cutter if you like. And I'm cutting them out to maybe about an inch thick. You don't want to make them too thin. You want them to be nice and big and fluffy. And remember, when you do put them in the dish, make sure they're touching so that it'll help them rise on the sides of the biscuits. And now our sausage and bacon is all done nice and crispy, all cooked at once. No turning and splattering or anything like that. And what would a big country southern breakfast be without hash browns? You got it right, guys. Hash browns. I'm just chopping up some bell peppers from my garden at the Scaredy Cat Gardener on YouTube. Look at those buttery biscuits all done. Oh my goodness. If you could smell my kitchen right now, ooh, amazing. I'm cutting up a little garlic. Yes, I am peeling my potatoes in a plastic bag, not so that I can throw them away, but because I'll be using them in my garden. I'll either compost them in the garden or I will use them as fertilizer for my garden. So I want to make sure I save them. Now you can cut your potatoes any way you like. Don't forget to look for this recipe linked below as well. But I like to dice mine up in bite-sized pieces because, well, when I'm having breakfast, I'd rather not spend time cutting them up, but just picking them up with my fork. And I'm going to fry them in duck fat. So beautifully golden brown and crispy they will be. It doesn't take long, and I even have a shortcut, which you'll find in the actual tutorial video for the Southern style hash browns. And yes, I'm using my Pam's Prep. I've got a few other seasonings, and you'll find out what those are too in the other full recipe for this dish. But if you don't have Pam's Prep all-purpose seasoning, I'll link that at the end of this video in the description too. Amazing flavor. Amazing flavor. And we're just tossing these around because they've cooked on one side until they're nice and crispy and golden brown. Oh my goodness. Look at that color. Oh, and the smell. If you could just smell them. Now we're going to make sure our eggs come to room temp before it's time for us to cook them. So I'm just cracking them each in a separate bowl first. Just in case I get one that's bad, I won't combine it with those that are already good. Yes, going in with my Pam's Prep seasoning again. Oh, look at that color. Look at that color on those potatoes. Oh my goodness. Now we're just going to add all our veggies in there. We're going to saute those for a few minutes, and then we're going to steam them for the rest of the way. Ooh, they're going to be nice and crispy and tender on the inside. Now I'm going in here with just a little bit of olive oil and some nice unsalted butter. It's time for us to get our eggs cooked, guys. Nice soft scrambled eggs with cheddar cheese. That's what I like to have in a Southern style breakfast feast. My version of breakfast in bed. Again, how to get perfectly fluffy eggs? will be down in the description. I want you all to be able to make this in your kitchen too. Now, when it came to the biscuits, I didn't make any jam or jelly or anything because I like mine plain and, well, my husband likes raw honey on his. So we didn't need to make any jam or jellies, but you can make some jam, jelly, or use some syrup for your biscuits as well. Okay, we are all done with our Southern style breakfast feast. Oh my goodness, it smells amazing. Have a bite, have a bite. We've got our bacon, our sausage, our biscuits. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm gonna do a little taste test on the hash browns. Hash browns, I think. Yes. Oh my goodness. If you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today during breakfast. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Take a second and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you won't miss anything. Returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me again today. And channel members, thank you so much for your loyal, faithful support. Oh my goodness, I wish we had smell-o-vision. Ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee. I'm gonna give me a little piece of egg on here too. Oh my goodness. Cheesy eggs and the peppers in the hash browns. Amazing. Once again, and I did not put red pepper flakes in my potatoes. Usually I do for that little heat. You know, we like that heat. But my husband doesn't like the heat, so I left it out today, okay? But feel free to put it in. And again, down in the description, which is below the video, click the word more, and I will have the links to the individual dishes, the biscuits, the hash browns, the eggs, so that you guys can make a Southern style breakfast feast in your kitchen too. And I will see you next time. The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye.